guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, please hit the subscribe button and turn on the bell icon. Today I'm giving you a quick tutorial on how to draw Princess Jasmine from Aladdin using a calligraphy pen and two different ink colors, namely pink and a yellow color. I think the colors go very well together, and you'll see at the end what I mean with that. Jasmine's one of my favorite princesses, and as a kid I honestly always envied her. I thought she had the most amazing personality. She was always so stubborn and would never take no for an answer. So now back to the tutorial. First, obviously, you're going to need to transfer the image to your paper using a light pencil. And then you're going to take the pink color, as I did here, and outline all the lines that you see on the actual image using your calligraphy pen. You can also use a paintbrush, a very thin one, if you feel more comfortable with it. Here I use the combination of my pen and my paintbrushes during this video. So the darker areas, especially like the headband, I colored in with a complete solid color pink, and then the rest of the body and the outlines I just line out. Try to use a smooth motion when you do this because you don't want it to go shaky. It'll make the lines a bit rigidly and not too flattering. When the lines have eventually dried, use an eraser and very lightly dab the pieces of pencil that is left over away from the actual. I'm starting to add detail to the face, and I'm using a lot thinner calligraphy pen than I did with the hair and the body. This is because the face takes a lot more detail and a lot more finer work to get it well. Start by outlining the outside of the eye and working yourself from outside inwards. This way it'll prevent you from smudging anything from the inside out. I then move over to outline the nose and the other eye. The pupil goes solid pink for now. It'll change eventually, and the little white dot where the light catches her eye just remains plain white. Don't color that part in. You want to give her a dramatic effect. Then I move over, coloring in the lips, also leaving a little white patch for the highlight where the sun catches her lips as well. The best part about using inks is the color is very rich, so you don't need a lot of inks to get the job done. You just need a little bit on your pen and you're good to go. So now moving on to the hair. Where the shadow parts are, you want to start with a lot more darker color towards the inside of the corners, and then only bring it out with a few lines, basically gradually bringing it into the lighter color. Do this on both sides, and it'll give the impression that there is a piece of hair creating a bubble over an defined inner piece. Also remember, the hair is behind the face and neck. This basically just means that you want the hair that is behind the object to be a bit more darker, because the neck and the face will create a shadow on the hair. By now I assume the face should be dry, so I'm heading back into creating more detail, but this time I'm using a black pen and I'm coloring in the pupils of the eye. This is going to give her a lot more dramatic effect, and it's going to create a lot more light into the actual picture. Add the black color along the eyes, almost as if you're giving the character eyeliner. Take a smooth motion when drawing it and try not to give rigidity. Also touch up all the pink areas where you think you might have missed something or you want to give it a bit more definition, as I am showing you now. I also want to add more detail to the lips by gently outlining them with my black marker. I'm going to leave the face alone now to give it a bit of a chance to dry. I'm moving over to the clothes, adding my shadows in. Under her arms, obviously there will be a shadow because there's a crease in the dress. Now I'm moving back to the face and I'm coloring in the eyebrows. I don't need to put too much detail in the dress because that's not the main point. But the focus would be on the face, and you want to emphasize her facial features. Anyways, now back to the little details, and in her headband I'm giving it a bit of highlights and coloring it in. Then I'm moving to the hair, adding more detail. I'm just gently and lightly adding a few stripes where the shadow parts are, and then I'm darkening where I feel more darker areas is, especially where the creases and the bends of the hair would go. Jasmine is a character with very dark hair. So what I've decided to do is I'm going to color in the hair with the main color, which is pink, just to add the fact that her hair in general is very dark. You don't want to add too dark and you don't want to add it too light. Too dark would take away the shadows and that's not really desirable, and too light will create an effect of her having lighter hair. You need to try your best to find the perfect balance between the colors. When I'm done adding color to the hair, I'm going to take that same black marker I did and I'm going to outline the hair, giving it more structure and shape. Also adding detail to the jewelry and the headband. Using the black ink is a great way to add structure and roundness to your image. But just remember, it takes a very steady, fine hand to get it correctly. Make sure not to add too much pressure because you don't want the line too thick, as this might just ruin the image. Remember the magic words, less is more, and that definitely applies when adding the fine liner with the black ink. Remember in the beginning of the video I mentioned the yellow ink? Well, this is the part where that comes in. After you finish your image, you want to make the actual image pop by using a contrasting color. And I used yellow ink and added it to the black background. The yellow and the pink together looks very, very, very nice. And I feel like it just adds a little something extra to the whole experience of the actual image and to the viewer. I just used the brush to add the yellow ink to the background to create a very smoky, cloudy effect, and I personally feel like it goes very well with the pink and it makes the pink pop even more than it already was popping. So that concludes our tutorial for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and if there's anything else you'd like to see on this channel, leave me a comment below. And if you liked this tutorial and enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up, and I hope to see you again in my next video. Never stop smiling and never stop watching Disney. Thank you so very much for watching, and I appreciate every single one of you.